Welcome to the W2W review. My name is Jason Smith, also known as The Knight, bringing you another video for today. I wanted to touch base on the first day of free agency and why I believe we are on the road to greatness. And just to kick this off before we get into a lot of the free agent signings that we did today, I really wanted to touch base on Antonio Brown one more time. We talked the other day, we talked about how we got him for a third and a fifth round pick and how I thought that was one of the best moves I've seen the Raiders do in a while to get a talent like that. We knew we were getting a talent. We knew that we were getting a guy that's arguably the best receiver in the league. He has been the best receiver in the league for years, averaging over 100 catches, over 1,000 yards. This guy is the epitome of greatness. A lot of the great players that we tend to see today don't even come in the first round. They usually come later on. This guy was a 6th round pick. He strives for greatness. And why do I think that's important? Because since 2002, we've been looking for that game changer. We thought we had it in Khalil Mack. And when I say that, guys, trust me, I'm not discrediting what Khalil Mack brought to this team or what Amari Cooper brought to this team or even what Derek Carr brings to this team, because Derek Carr brings a sense of leadership, poise, a more of a control approach to what he does as a quarterback. But we've been lacking that really fires up that locker room in the right way. And I'm going to play a clip from Antonio Brown's interview yesterday. It's something that just really hit home to me when I heard it. And I don't know if I've ever talked about this on air, but I really wanted to touch base on this today because I believe that this is why I believe that there's going to be a turnaround. And these are the kind of players we're looking for. These are the kind of players I would like to have. In today's NFL, we lack this type of attitude. You know, it's all about the me attitude, how big my bank account attitude. So I'm going to go ahead and play this clip from Antonio Brown's interview. And you guys, we'll touch base on it, and I'll tell you why I feel the way that I do.
People seem to be interested in that.
Well, I'm here. My goal really is to catch Jerry Rice. I'm playing with a guy like Coach Gruden. Obviously, you know what it takes to keep me upright and fresh and to keep me out there. So, securing this challenge is a challenge every year to prove my love for the game, and I'm just taking it 1 year at a time. Obviously, my goal in the back of my mind to catch Jerry Rice. And every year I have to prove my love. So this year I'm out here to prove my love that what I could do and what I could be. Nothing in the NFL is ever guaranteed or set in stone. So I know these guys believe in me, but it's a lot for me to prove here. So I'm here to prove who I am and what I stand for, not just my words, but my actions. And, hopefully you guys see what I'm about, more so what I say, but more so what I do.
All right, guys. So you heard it right there from his mouth, all right? He wants to be a man of action. He doesn't want to just talk the talk. He wants to walk the walk. I know I've talked about that before. I know I've mentioned it's more than just, lacing up the cleats and going out there and wanting to play the game because someone's paying you. This guy, I'm chasing Jerry Rice. I want to catch Jerry Rice. If you're an athlete and you're not going out there to be the best, then what are you doing? You're not taking it as seriously. It's from a fan perspective. I want somebody that's going to take the field that wants to be the best. That sets the stage for greatness. If you are seeking to be the best, guess what? The money's going to follow. If you're putting that much work in, that much dedication to be the best of all time, that sets the stage for you to get paid. So even if you're out for money, if your first goal is not to be the best of all time, right? If Derek Carr is not chasing Tom Brady, and I'm not talking about Derek Carr being able to be Tom Brady. I'm saying if he's not chasing Tom Brady, if Chris Warren comes in as not chasing to be Emmitt Smith, if Tyrell Williams doesn't come in and follow Antonio Brown, what are these guys even playing the game for? What does it really mean to them? Is it just a job, or is it the ability to make a difference and be great? That's how teams become great. And this is why Antonio Brown is going to be so huge for this football team. He's coming in. He has the mentality to be great, and he wants to make everybody else around him right now to be great. He wants to have people be held accountable, the receiving corps to be accountable for drops, route running, not understanding the play. Derek Carr is going to be a part of that too. You miss a throw, put money in the bucket, be fined. They're setting a standard here. And greatness is the standard. And for me, as a fan, put all this stuff of me trying to analyze this team aside, as a fan, that excites me, guys. That's exactly what I'm looking for to change this football team around. I've always thought that to myself. What was Amari Cooper's biggest? Was Amari Cooper chasing Jerry Rice? Was Randy Moss really chasing Jerry Rice? Or was he chasing that paycheck? Good enough. I'm good enough to be in the best in the league today. Antonio Brown is saying that's not enough. It's not enough for me to be the best in the league right now. It's not enough for me to have the highest paid contract in the league right now. I want to be the best of all time. I want to be the GOAT. Well, Antonio Brown, I said, go be the GOAT, bro. You go be the GOAT, and you take this team with you, and you put that kind of attitude into each and every single player that is on this football team right now. Young, old, coaches, you name it. There's a lot that came out of that interview. I don't have time today to break all that down, but that was the key part of the interview for me. A guy that's chasing to be the greatest of all time. Those are the kind of players you want in your football team, nation, period. That's how you become great. So moving on from that, because I don't want to waste too much time here. I'm unlimited on time, but I do want to touch base on some of the moves that we made. So it's official. We're in day one. All these guys are actually signed. So we got Antonio Brown. We got Trent Brown. At this point, it really doesn't matter. You know, I like the idea that he is a swing player, that he could play right tackle, left tackle, or guard. I think that is huge. I think Gruden and Mayock are handling this the right way. You know, we have versatility now with Parker and Miller and Brown, and we already got our boy Rodney Hudson in the middle and Gabe Jackson we're working with. So this offensive line has a ton of potential to take the next step into being great again themselves, so they can protect Derek Carr and give him every opportunity to redeem himself, because this is his last chance to do so. So I really love the Trent Brown signing. So whether he plays left tackle, right tackle, or guard, I believe we took a step in the right direction. So I'm excited about that. Next on my list, I want to talk about Tyrell Williams. I mentioned him in the Antonio Brown little rant that I did about him being great, and 6'4", 205-pound wide receiver that could really take it up the field, go up and get the ball and make plays. This is something that Derek Carr really missed with Crabtree, I believe, and he tried to find that in Aikman. Aikman's still on the roster. A lot of people feel like maybe he won't be, but we need depth anyway. So if you're telling me today that our starting wide receiver lineup is going to be Antonio Brown, Jordy Nelson, and Tyrell Williams, I'm cool with that. I mean, that's definitely an upgrade. It's character, it's talent, it's energy. It's one of those guys is trying to catch Jerry Rice. I mean, that just excites me. I can't sell that fact enough, right? A guy that's chasing greatness. That's exactly what you want from your football players. And then on the defensive side of the ball, we decided to make some moves as well. So LaMarcus Joyner, another guy short in stature. So we got a couple of shorties back there at safety, but these guys are playmakers. They're fast. They hit. We need to add some. We got Eric Harris. We may be looking in the draft for a safety, maybe not. This team is really setting things up for a defensive run. Now, that doesn't mean we're not going to address offense at all. I believe the NFL draft this year is going to be an offensive player. It could be a tight end. We'll talk about that at another date. I still say it could be a wide receiver. I say you're looking for depth. You're looking for something young and explosive. So that might be something we look for, and that might become, in a Marquise Brown, right? It might become in Marquise Hollywood Brown. That might be the way we go. There's a lot to be told yet, but day one, NFL free agency, I think we were very selective in what we did. We went after Le'Veon Bell. We didn't land him. I'm okay with that. We did sign Hankins back. I think that solidifies our defensive line. I still got Keenan Williams on my board. I know that we are stacked at the defensive line position. We got 4. That's a good rotation. But if he's there, I mean, we just real quick on the draft, and I've said this before years ago. It seems like it's always about getting the best player available. And a lot of the times when you have needs, and we have a lot of needs, we get caught up in targeting those needs. And one thing's for sure, it's going to be across the pick needs to be across the defensive line. There's so much talent there, whether it's defensive tackle or defensive end. We really need to address that. Arden Key cannot be the answer moving forward. We got to give him help on the edge. And I just believe that we are sitting in a prime position to do that. And I think we need to take advantage of it. Here's the beauty of it all, right? We got 3 first-round picks. We got 4 picks in the top 50. If you want to be more specific, we got 4 picks in the top 35. So, I mean, we're going to get players, guys. We have an opportunity to really add depth and talent to this football team within those first 4 picks. This is one of the reasons why I just love the Mayock pickup, because it's a guy that really delves in. And the more he gets to understand Gruden, the more he gets to understand Gunther, the better decision-making is going to be taking place of what kind of players we bring in here. We're not just bringing in, really have to fit the system and the scheme. They have to really fit what Gunther's looking for at this point. They've been very selective on what fits Gruden. Like Antonio Brown and John Gruden are a match made in heaven. They talked about it in the interview. Their work ethic, the versatility. What made the Patriots great, guys. And I know for most Raider Nation, we can't stand the Patriots. We have the whole Tuck rule game, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm over that. The Tuck rule did not make the Patriots great. Deflategate did not make the Patriots great. Spygate did not make the Patriots great. What made the Patriots great was Bill Belichick's ability to understand football players, how they fit his scheme, and how he got the most out of them. You have to give respect is due. Cheaters or not, the guy can coach. The guy can really get the most out of players. He's very selective on who he brings in, when he brings them in, how much he pays them. He's very, very methodical in his way. That team has won 6 Super Bowls and has become a dynasty. And I think that John Gruden is that type. I know I've heard people talk last year a lot about, are we trying to be the Patriots? Again, just like Antonio Brown said, right? If you're not shooting to be the best, then what are you doing? So if Gruden is chasing Bill Belichick, that's good for us. Is he trying to mock what he did? Yeah, in his own way, though. But I think Gruden's always had that talent. When you go back to his first stint with the Raiders, he had a really great ability about bringing older players in, but he brought in people that fit his system, fit his personality, fit his work ethic, and he got the best out of some old players, right? Jerry Rice, Tim Brown, Charlie Gardner, Tyrone Whitley. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. He got the best out of his players back then. He adopted a system in Tampa Bay. He made it to the Super Bowl. It faded off. Maybe I don't know what happened to him later on after he got to Tampa. But when he was here, he had that understanding. I believe he has that fire back. He's back. Check. He's not here just to collect a paycheck. I know we pay him a lot of money, but this guy, the proof is in the pudding once again. Antonio Brown walks in. The guy's got 400 clips on his computer breaking down Antonio Brown. This guy gets it. This team is really on the right path. I'm not going to sit here and put the flag in the ground and say things get turned around in 1 year, but watch how competitive we are. We're building this right now. It looks like from this standpoint on paper, we're going to shoot it out with some people. We're going to take it to some people offensively. We'll see after the draft where we sit defensively. We're going to be young. Let's see how exciting and dynamic we are. Let's see if we can put some things together. I'm a little bit worried about the middle of our defense. Our linebackers, but I believe there is some talent there, and I believe that Gunther will get them ready. And I think the front 7 is something to look out for. But I believe there's some talent there, and I guarantee you in this draft, there's plenty of help for us to add to that. So earlier today, if you're not following me on Twitter, go follow me at The Will to Win on Twitter. I posted the things I'm looking forward to today. I'm taking a look at to see what New Orleans thinks of Jared Cook, see if he makes his round back onto this team. I think we have options moving forward there. So I would love to have Jared Cook back. And I think depending on what other teams offer him financially, I think he'll take into consideration his chemistry with Derek Carr and John Gruden and how that helped his numbers this year, especially with the additions of the wide receivers that we have to take some of the pressure off him. So that's something to keep an eye on. There was some other things that were coming up this morning. Talks about Eric Berry. Is he going to be medically cleared? Do we take a gamble there? I say no, but we'll see what the Raiders say about that. There's also Marcus Golden was something they were talked about. It's another defensive line depth. It may be something that we look at. I think we kick the tires there. But again, there's so much depth, and we have so many picks, especially in the first 35, that I think the defense, I'd rather go young at this point on the defensive line, young, dynamic, fast, and strong, but we need to add depth. So these are some things that I'm looking forward to today to see where all this develops and where we go. What's our next move? At this point, I don't see us spending too much big money. We need to address our running back situation for sure. So we got to keep an eye on how that's going to form. But I believe we draft one there too. That's just my opinion. There's a lot to look forward to this year, especially offensively, and I'm excited. I got to get back to work, so I just wanted to touch base, let you guys know that we're still here. Got some things coming down the pipeline. Order some new equipment. It should be coming in hopefully today. I'll be adding to what we're doing here. I really want to go podcast route, so I'm working on getting that ready. The idea is to all do it through here though, so we'll be on here, and as this thing picks up, I'll probably have more time to be on here. But right now, it's a little bit much left to you, dude. Keep working, keep cracking. We're going to get this thing rolling. Raider Nation, I really appreciate your support. And if you're just finding me for the first time, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell below to get notified when I come back on here and talk a little bit of football, as well as follow us on Twitter at Will2Win. If you have any questions or concerns, you can email us at the W2W at gmail.com. That is the W2W at gmail.com. We're putting some things together, man, and just have patience with us. Get the word back out there, guys, that we're back. Share this video, get people notified that the Will to Win's back, and we're looking to be better than ever. So much love to everybody out there that's creating Raider content and putting in the work. We love, respect, and appreciate you all. And until next time, stay Raider strong.